Hi, and welcome back. Today is day 44 of the 45-day challenge. And today what I'd like to do is do a quick recap of things that I think are worth taking forward into your life past the 45-day challenge that I think will make a huge difference. Now, you may have noticed I talk about things in threes a lot. The three bodacious goals, which is where we started our course. Really, that's about your driving desires, your compelling future, and the things that matter most to you that you'd like to build and achieve in your life. Then we talked about the three to thrive. That's incorporating three small steps into each day that move you slowly forward towards those bodacious goals and your compelling future. Then we talked about the three steps to leadership. How do you really lead? Well, you decide, I'm going to lead. Then you have to take action because all leaders need to take action above and beyond what the people they're leading will do. And what actions do you take? Well, you have to do the right thing by your goals, by your dreams, by yourself, and most importantly, by the people that you're leading. Then there's three decisions that you make each day. And this is at the start of the day to manage your focus, to manage your flow, to manage your state, so that you're approaching each day in a peak state. Now, you've heard me say so many times, repetition is the mother of skill. And whether you're approaching learning something new or really becoming a master at anything, you need to be repetitious. It's just the way we learn. The more we do, the better we are. So after these 45 days, please continue on your path, on your goals to get what you want out of life, because that is the thing that's going to bring you a lot of fulfillment. And we talked about weaponizing the calendar. How do you get a control of your week? Well, you got to win each day. And that's why we weaponize the calendar. We take the calendar and we put in our three to, to thrive first and foremost. Make sure we get those out of the way first thing, because at least if we've gotten those things, we've probably already done better than we would have most other days. But in addition to that, you put in your phone calls, your emails, your presentations that you're working on, put in your vortex items, the things that you're distracted by, so that you at least know how much time you're spending there. And you decide how much time you're spending there. You don't get just sucked in. Go, yes, I'm going to spend time there, but I'm going to plan it. So I know how much time I'm wasting or being distracted. And it's not always wasted time, but it is time that isn't moving you towards your compelling future, you towards the things that you really want. Then weekly, doing a self-actualization exercise where you look at the aim you had for the week, the awareness around what you were doing. Were you getting your three to thrive? Were you winning the day? The actions that you took that really moved things forward and the actions that didn't serve you. The accountability at the end of the week. Well, how well did I do? Rate yourself. And then the assessment of where you are this week and where you want to go forward. Then planning the next week. We also went through my program, the Saving Seven, which is rejuvenate, regenerate, and celebrate. And that's really detoxifying your body so that your mind is in peak state, can work really well, regenerating through exercise and eating the things that are fueling your brain and your body to go forward, right? Changing our language. We don't want to say no more, I can't, or I think. We're going to say, I can and I will, because that's the program that you're feeding your brain. You're the programmer of your brain, and anything that you feed it there's a counter, there's a response to that. So when you are saying things to yourself like I can't or I'm fearful, remember you're feeding that into your brain, and just stop that. The overcomer equation for fear. How do you overcome fear? Well, think of your worst case scenario. Think of where you are right now and think of where you're going, or, what your best possible outcome is. And then decide, you know what? I'm not going to live in the worst case scenario and allow my entire life to be derailed because I want to think about a fear that will likely never happen. But also you can take some steps to prepare for things that will happen or could happen. But getting over it and getting yourself to move forward and overcome those fears. Also, action extinguishes fear. So taking action to the things that are going to get you. The more action you take towards the things that you want, the less fear you're going to have, because you're going to be moving closer to the things you want. So I have some key phrases like, when I say jump, we jump. Yeah, when I want to do something, I know I've got to do it. I've got to show up for myself. If you can't, then you must. Yeah, that word can't doesn't work for me anymore because as soon as I hear it, my brain goes, well, you must. I program myself that way. So think about those things that are going to serve you and utilize them and train yourself over the next 21 days. Make sure that you have the ability to act on your own personal desires. Exercising personal freedom. I think this is a huge thing in this day and age because so many people are afraid of their own freedoms or to express them, and having the courage to live your life on your terms and the free will to direct your own vessel in the way that you want to go. Live your truth. If you don't, you will live with regret. There's a saying, better to have remorse than regret. Regret is a terrible thing. So live your truth and don't let others derail you in that process. Harness your hunger. There is nothing you can't get if you have that hunger, the fire in your belly to really go after what you want. But if you don't have that hunger, chances are you're not going to get your outcome. So figure out what you're hungry for, what you really want, and go and get that. And don't take no for an answer. Harness your hunger, harness your passion, and you can get anything. Motivation is also tied to movement. So you want a little motivation? Go for a run. Go for a great workout. Get your blood pumping. It'll motivate you to go forward. It'll release the endorphins you need to go forward. And it'll make you feel great in the process. Also, like, as you know, sometimes you go through periods in the day and you have these dips and something happens and it makes you feel unmotivated or fearful or anxious or stressed. I get up and I jump up and down 100 times. I do it all the time. I mean, it's not just a saying. It probably sounds really strange because I've never heard anyone tell me they do that before, but I do it all the time. When I'm not in a good state, boom, I'm literally jumping up and down and counting to 100. And then I'm like, okay, now I can handle anything. So maybe I trained myself to do that too, but it works. Motivation is tied to movement. So get your blood pumping. Then give yourself the gift of thinking time. Thinking time is time for yourself to explore your ideas, your creativity, to mastermind your own problem solving abilities. We went through all the different strategies around thinking. Harness them, use it, take the time on your own with a pen and a paper or do it while you're jogging. But make sure you're giving yourself the gift of thinking time. Commitment. Make a commitment to yourself, but also commit to honoring your struggle. Anything worthwhile is worth working for. Nothing comes easy that's really valuable, or you won't value it anyway if it came too easy. So commit to that struggle and then commit to your discipline and hold yourself to your commitments. And it might not work the first day, but if you keep going with that repetition, it will start to work and you will become a master at yourself, mastering yourself, your brain, your state, your emotions, and the way that you approach everything. Fulfillment. Without fulfillment, and you just, none of it's worth it. To work so hard and not feel fulfilled, to have great success and not be fulfilled, is the ultimate failure in life. So don't fall into that trap. If you're very successful or you're doing something and you feel that it's not lighting you up, it's not fulfilling you, again, there are many, many people that are very successful and never gain that level of fulfillment, and they're incredibly unhappy. Don't let that be you. Honor what makes you happy and you will soar. Manifestation. We went through different strategies, how you can consistently manifest what you want. There are strategies. You don't need to recreate the wheel on everything. I make these little cheat sheets because frankly, they work. And I have a little, when I'm maybe not on my game, I can look at it and go, you know what? I can incorporate this right now, make a difference, and get back to work, get back on my game, and move in the right direction. And that's valuable and it's powerful. Honor the living things in your life. Honor the things that mean something to you. Don't be that person who's just, ignoring everything in their life in the pursuit of success. You'll never feel completely successful without honoring things that really matter, the people you love, the planet that you live on. Doing good things for people and living things is really one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. Never mind the people, right? But it really is as good for you as it is for anyone else. So never forget that. Incorporate that into, how you live your life. Look at the contribution compass and make sure that you're contributing there. Because it may seem like it's a lot of work at first, but the rewards are so overwhelming. You'll never regret that time you spent. And last but not least, really have a little faith in yourself and love yourself in this process. Don't beat yourself up. It doesn't really serve anybody, okay? And it puts you into a negative state. It programs yourself to be disappointed with yourself or frustrated with yourself. You are a human being. You're not a human doing, and you're not going to get it every time, but you get little points right each week, and you get a little bit better week after week, and you are going to have everything you want in your life. And I thank you so much for trusting me through this program to help you to get your 3 bodacious goals. And I am really honored that I could be here with you during this time. The 45-day challenge is not something that's easy. So if you didn't get everything that you set out to get, don't be discouraged. Be inspired because you did something and you've gotten to a point where you know the skills and you can get to them quickly if you forget them, right? So I always say wishing you life and business on your terms. And I just want to say that's not some thing that is just some, cliche. I say that because that's what I wanted in my life. And that's what I worked towards, to have my life and my business the way I designed it. Because we are the designers of our own lives. And if we're not getting the things that are really important to us in life, we're not going to be fulfilled. And frankly, the people that we really care the most about probably won't either, whether it's your employees, your spouse, your children, your parents. So I am wishing you life and business on your terms, and I commend you for sticking with me. And I thank you for your time. I will see you guys tomorrow on day 45. And cheers and congratulations.